Hi, everybody. I'm Justine Froelker, and I help you take your teams from just barely surviving and being crushed by your people problems to a place of thriving and living and loving and leading with more courage. And it's Courage Tuesday, where I share with you how the courage work shows up in my real life. I've had a lot of conversations lately. It's like this, it's twofold. I'm having conversations with leaders who are thinking about bringing me in to help their people. And then I have a lot of conversations with, the people who are, in my events or have gotten to see me speak, and they send me messages after the fact. And they are this weird parallel sometimes, even though it's different things. And so it's not uncommon that I hear from planners or decision makers that we really know that this is what our people need. We just don't think they're ready for this. Or they'll say things like, we've never brought in someone like you. We've never brought in work like this. And we're just really not sure how it's going to be received. And then inevitably, once I'm in the room, I'm not going to win over every person. That's not my goal either. I do hope that some of the skeptics in the room are the people that are really hurt or really, really struggling, or maybe even sometimes they're angry. I do hope that I don't hope. I know that they're going to get at least a nugget that is going to help them and empower them to change their life at home and at work better. And it's unrealistic for me to think that I'm going to win over every single person in the room. It is, I always talk about the 80-20 rule. I win over more than 80% though, because these are just human essential skills, and really people are very, very hungry for them. But one of the things that I'm learning is that this work, touchy-feely things, self-awareness, resilience, empathy, curiosity, hard conversations, learning how to disagree, talking about shame, learning what it really is and how it shows up in your life, the values work, all these things. Yes, I'm always going to have people that are so excited to do the work. They are they're in and they're all the way in and they are pumped. And then I'm always going to have the people that they're not ready for this. This is really outside their comfort zone. They don't think there's a place for feelings in the workplace, things like that. And yet what I do find, and what I tell these decision makers, is that oftentimes it's those very people that you don't think are going to warm up to this work or like it or feel like they need it. They're going to maybe even fight against it. They might even be hostile in the room. More times than not, when you have finally created this space where they can learn about it and laugh about it and implement it and practice it, they tend to be the ones that are the most changed by it. Because also what I hear from the participants in my events, we've never done anything like this before. I needed this so much. This helped me so much. This changed something in my life. We've never done something like this before, or we've never brought in someone like you. They're not going to like this. And it's well, maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe they don't need another strategy session or a management class. Maybe they need to be in a space with their community where they can learn who they are and actually show up as who they are. Because that's their superpower, and it is actually why you hired them. It's just it's hard. I oftentimes feel like I'm having to convince people that no, really, this is what your people want and need, even if they don't know it yet. Because we're tired and we're not okay and we're burnt out and things feel really transactional. We don't even know what's real anymore. And so when we can do it in a room together, be real and get a little uncomfortable, to knowing that on the other side of it, it's going to be worth it and it's going to be better. Everything changes, because also okay, we've never done anything like this before. We've never brought anyone like you or the work that you teach. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. And what would it be like to come do this work with me or to bring me in now before something really hard happens? Because I've been called into those teams too, where now it's an official HR investigation or they're on the official PIP, even though like me and their work is amazing, but there's a personality issue or they don't understand there's something happening, right? Like what if you did it before the crisis rather than just ignoring the continuing wear and tear on the culture and on the people? What if we didn't have to wait for the catastrophic thing to happen to actually start to do the work that we know that would help? It's kind of the same idea. Like when I was in private practice as a therapist, when somebody finally made the appointment for therapy, they were usually in crisis or they had a huge laundry list of things to work on. And if they'd come in sooner, if they had asked for help sooner, if they had let someone love them sooner, if they had learned something different sooner. So anyways, I know I'm a risk. I know it's a risk to come to my full training. It's in a month. I still have seats. Not as many. It's a really cool group. Like such a cool group. And I'm so excited to share this iteration of Monarch Meadows with them. Registration closes in about 4-ish weeks. So, and it's a way, yes, you'd be going all in. And it's what I recommend. That 3-day training is where true change happens for people and for teams. Or maybe it's finally time to bring in someone like me into your organization. Keynote, workshop, training, whatever it might be. There's lots of different ways that I can do it. Yeah, that's Courage Tuesday this week. I'm selling myself because I'm really good at what I do. And I love and I get to be in amazing rooms with incredible people doing really hard, important work. And what I see over and over and over, they're kind of dying at work. Some of them don't even know it. And that also means your culture's dying. And it does absolutely affect your bottom dollar, your budget, performance. It absolutely affects that. So what if you did bring someone in like me? Maybe it wouldn't all feel so painful and tiresome and crushing. So Courage is Built Here full training at Monarch Meadows is September 16th to the 18th. The first date in 2027 is set. It's April 7th through the 9th. That registration will open for a bit, but if you want to hold your dates, that's what that is. I will be announcing several open workshops at Monarch Meadows coming October. One of them will be a free keynote. Space will be very limited. It will be on a Friday morning. You can come see the keynote for free. I want you to bring your camera if you do and take footage of me so that I can have content. I also am planning a couples workshop for most likely a Saturday morning in October. And I've already checked the Mizzou schedule for all these things. So, and probably also we'll be having a speaker event. And then 2027, we're going to be having regular workshops, Courage Core, where we will go through the core principles of the Courage is Built Here curriculum. That will be just like a small buy-in, most likely, maybe like $20-25, just because, well, you're more likely to show up if you pay something. And also, I'm going to have what I call Courage Table. That will be a monthly event starting in 2027 also, where I invite somebody from my community to teach about what they teach about, their work. I teach about Courage is Built Here, and then we walk you through a community connection activity together. So it's like actual like real networking and not just exchanging business cards and getting a picture for LinkedIn, but you actually create relationships with people. So that's what's coming. Then you, of course, you got Courage Circle, which is free the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. You got the online courses. There's no shortage of ways to do this work in your life. I would love to see you in September, though. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.